Teresa.
I'm sure.
Now, we've already been through your pre-screening tool. Now, the next part of the process is we need to take you through the healthy eating requirement form.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. Now, we're already aware that you're 52 years old and that you're in the low risk category. Okay. Now, what I'd like to do is just to find out some of your body composition goals.
Okay.
Now, what would you like to achieve from your fitness program? Weight loss, weight gain, muscle gain?
I think probably some weight loss and some muscle gain. Probably would be,
Okay.
yeah, the key
Some
factors
weight
there.
loss and some muscle gain. Okay, that's great to know. We'll help build that into your program. Now I just want to ask you what your nutrition intake would be on a pretty well on a daily basis, so we can just form a bit of an idea on what your eating habits are currently sitting at.
Sure.
Okay, so what would you have for a typical breakfast?
Usually say something like a vegetable or smoothie, fruit smoothie.
Yeah.
And
A smoothie, yeah.
yeah, in the colder sort of times I'll have some oats,
Yeah.
some porridge.
Great, some oats. Yeah. What about lunch?
Generally some sort of salad, maybe with some tuna or something like
Okay,
that.
some salad, tuna, so you want to have a little bit of protein with your salad.
Yep.
Typical dinner.
Again, maybe some form of protein, like perhaps some chicken or a small steak. I like vegetables, so lots of vegetables.
Lots of greens.
Yeah, definitely greens.
Yeah.
And perhaps when I'm training a little bit more, perhaps some rice, pasta.
Okay.
That sort
So
of thing.
in training, you do a little bit more on the carb side. Yep, that's what we all need to do. Maybe some typical snacks throughout the day.
Probably bananas.
Yeah, bananas are good. Yeah.
A few nuts here and there.
Yep. Any other fruit? Mainly bananas.
Mainly bananas, I would think. Yeah.
Okay. What about your water intake per day?
Not so good,
No?
but probably I reckon no more than 2 cups, sort of 500
really?
mils. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
500 ml max, I would say, if it's only 2 cups. Yeah. What about alcohol?
Is that daily? Like,
Yeah. Alcohol per week. Sorry.
per week. Okay. I don't know. Just say 5 to 7 times a week.
Yeah. Okay. So you say 5 to 7 glasses
Per week.
per
yeah.
week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Now, what I need to do now is just to advise you of the nutritional guidelines. I'll just read them here to you. Guideline 1 is to achieve and maintain a healthy weight, be physically active and choose amounts of nutritious food and drinks to meet your energy needs. And just looking at your daily intake of nutrition, it looks like you're covering all those areas, so we can give you a tick there. Okay, guideline 2, enjoy a variety of nutritious foods from these 5 food groups every day. Plenty of vegetables, including different types and colours of legumes, beans and fruit. In the grains, foods, mostly whole grain and or high grain fibre varieties such as bread, cereals, rice, pasta, noodles, polenta, couscous, oats, quinoa and barley. We need to have some lean meats, poultry, fish, eggs, tofu, nuts and seeds, and legumes and beans. We also need to have some milk, yogurt, cheese, or not all of, milk, yogurt, cheese and or their alternatives, mostly reduced fat. Reduced fat milks are not suitable for children under the age of 2. And guideline 3, limit the intake of foods containing saturated fat, added salt, added sugars and alcohol.
Sure.
Okay. Now from that, our recommendations from going through your form and you answering a few questions for us, we advise that you commence a weekly exercise plan in accordance with guidelines for physical activity. Sounds like you're already doing some exercise, but we might just fine tune that.
Yep.
Nutrition, follow the above nutrition guidelines for vegetables, fruit, grains, protein and dairy. Again, your diet is covering all those nutritional needs, which is fantastic. Water. Now, definitely need to increase your water intake.
Yeah, I'll try and make an effort to do so.
And if you are exercising, then 500 mils is hardly enough for people that aren't exercising, so we really need to address that.
Okay.
We need to decrease salt, sugar and alcohol. 1 glass of wine, a beer a day is probably not too bad, but it doesn't hurt to, if you can, maybe decrease that slightly.
Sure.
And I think, Teresa, we can pretty well give all those a tick. And I think we've got enough to work with from here.